Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Lovely to see so many of you attending this wonderful event. I would like to, first of all, to welcome you to the Society 5.0 Slovenia-Japan Business Forum, and it's co-organized and co-managed by Spirit Slovenia, the Embassy of Japan, and JETRO, the external trade organization. Now, when someone first said to me, what is Society 5.0, I really didn't have a clue. So I think it'd be good just to spend a minute or two just to explain what it is. The aim of Society 5.0 is to bring about a high level of convergence between modern technology, but also in a human-centered activity. In essence, what Society 5.0 looks for is a balance between the global need for economic development through new technology, but together with solving the economic and social problems that this generates. However, us humans must always be at the center of this society, this concept. Not robots, not AI, not machines, us humans. We do this through prevention, diversification, automation, and added value chain optimization on the economic part. But this in turn will deliver, for us humans, comfort, vitality, high quality of life, security, and convenience. So that, in a nutshell, is the aim of Society 5.0, and that's why we're here today. Let me first introduce, please, some very distinguished and experienced guests who have attended today. First of all, I would like to present and welcome the keynote speaker, Dr. Emilia Stojmenova-Duh, who is Minister of Digital Transformation of the Republic of Slovenia. She will have a keynote speech a little later. Secondly, His Excellency, Mr. Hiromichi Matsushima, Embassy of Japan to Slovenia. Third, Mr. Rok Capel, Acting Director at Spirit Slovenia. And last but not least, Mr. Naritaka Nakaishi, who is Director General of the London office and Head of European Bloc at JETRO. So thank you very much for attending, and you'll hear all these excellent guests make some introductory remarks and their thoughts and comments on Society 5.0 and how it can benefit us as humans. So, without further ado, for the first part of the event, we will have 4 speakers, and each will have 5 minutes to introduce themselves and to voice their comments and introductory remarks. So first of all, please, I would like to address to the stage, Mr. Rok Capel, Acting Director, Spirit Slovenia. Mr. Capel, you have 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
Esteemed Ambassador of Japan in Slovenia, Your Excellency, Mr. Hiromichi Matsushima, Esteemed Director General of London Office and Head of European Bloc at JETRO, Mr. Naritaka Nakaishi, Esteemed Slovenian Minister of Digital Transformation, Ms. Emilia Stojmenova-Duh, distinguished guests and speakers, esteemed representatives of Japanese and Slovenian companies, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to welcome you at Slovenian-Japanese Business Forum, where you will get an insight into implementation and future development of concept Society 5.0 in Slovenia. Digitalization, robotization, and artificial intelligence are more and more changing industry, the environment, and our society. The visionary concept of responsible society 5.0, which was born in Japan, has been emerging for many years as one of the guidelines for the future development of society. Society 5.0 followed the goals of sustainable development and addresses many challenges that are common to both Japan and Slovenia: population aging, low birth rate, digitalization, new technologies, and climate change. That is why we recognized and adopted the concept of Society 5.0 also in Slovenia. You will have the opportunity to hear more about this later during the forum. Slovenia has a long tradition of combining experience and knowledge with innovation, creative thinking, and care for the environment. A lot of Slovenia's economic development has been made by connecting software, technology, and knowledge, innovation, and invention. Many Slovenian companies in different sectors are world leaders in certain specific areas in high-tech and niche technologies. They are notable for their innovativeness, creativity, high value added, and competitive products. Many of these are already rating success business stories along with the Japanese partners, especially in the field of information technology, automotive parts, exhaust systems, robotics, electronic devices, biotechnology, and others. It's not a surprise that Slovenia is among the 30 most innovative countries in the world. Every single car in the world has at least one component made in Slovenia. We are also above the European Union average in the term of the use of artificial intelligence. And we are very proud that first UNESCO International Research Center on Artificial Intelligence was set up in Ljubljana. Japan and Slovenia are geographically separated, but they feel close to each other thanks to traditionally good relationship in every aspect of our cooperation. In the new program for promoting investments and the internalization of the Slovenian economy, Japan is listed as the opportunity market for Slovenian exports and as a priority market for foreign direct investments. Business opportunities between both countries are numerous. Many have already been recognized by several investors from Japan, as well as other Japanese companies working with Slovenian partners. I'm strongly convinced Society 5.0 represents great opportunity for creating new partnership and ecosystems between our countries. Public agency Spirit Slovenia worked closely and successfully with the Slovenian embassy in Japan and the Japanese embassy in Slovenia, as well as the European branch of JETRO Wien for many years. We signed the Memorandum of Understanding with partner agency JETRO in 2013 and with the Japanese Institute for Overseas Investment in 2021 for deepening economic cooperation and strengthening partner connections between Slovenia and Japan. Together, we prepared many activities for Slovenian and Japanese companies to encourage cooperation between them. We have organized business delegations, incoming and outgoing, investment conference, forums, seminars, B2B meetings, as well in Slovenia and Japan. We also started a lead generation program for searching potential investors on Japanese market. All activities were very successful. Therefore, we will continue with them also in the future. At this occasion, I would like to thank our organizing partners, Japanese Embassy in Slovenia and JETRO, for great support during the preparation of this forum and for their work in promoting the partnership between our two countries and economics. Today's Business Forum definitely represents an important step in strengthening economic relationship between our countries. I'm sure the future of Japan-Slovenian cooperation is bright. I wish you all successful business forum and fruitful matching meetings. I hope that this day in business sense remains in your permanent memory. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sappel, for your comments. Very nice to see that the Slovene automotive industry is doing so well with an excellent cooperation with Japan. Secondly, please, I would like to invite to the stage His Excellency, Mr. Hiromichi Matsushima, Ambassador of Japan to Slovenia. Thank you very much. The floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Your Excellency, Minister Strumen Vardov, Director Mr. Tafel, and distinguished guests. It is my great honor to address you at today's opening ceremony of the Slovenian-Japanese Business Forum. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the participants from both Japan and Slovenia, and kindly thank all the speakers of this forum, as well as Spirit and JETRO for their cooperation in the preparation of this event. Japan and Slovenia have established diplomatic relations in 1992, and this year marks 30th anniversary of our cooperation. I believe during the last 30 years, Japan and Slovenia have steadily developed a friendly and firm relationship. Looking at economic relations, Slovenia is highly regarded by Japanese businesses for its advantage in the field of IT and other advanced technology, as well as its convenient location as a European logistic hub. In recent years, several major Japanese companies, such as Yaskawa, Sumitomo Rubber Industries, Daihen, Kansai Paint, and Nippon Paint, have been investing in Slovenia. The latest data of the year 2020, the cumulative amount of investment from Japan to Slovenia is about 360 million euro, which ranks Japan in the first place among Asian countries. Slovenia government sees Japan as one of the priority investing countries and welcome further investment from Japan by providing various supporting measures. Along with economic relations, in recent years, there have been an active exchange of dignitaries between the two countries. And I would say Japan and Slovenia have a close diplomatic relationship. In 2019, President Paho visited Japan to attend enthronement ceremony of the Japanese emperor. In the same year, Japanese Foreign Minister, Mr. Kono, visited Japan, and in 2021, Foreign Minister Mr. Motegi visited here as well. I'm also pleased to note a series of visits of Japan by Slovenian dignitaries this autumn. Minister of Education, Dr. Papic, took part in the STS Forum in Kyoto, and State Secretary of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Jebogal, visited Fukui Prefecture for the opening ceremony of the Honorary Consulate of Slovenia. As for the state's funeral of former Prime Minister Abe in late September, Speaker of the National Assembly, Ms. Kurakočar-Zvančić, and former Prime Minister, Mr. Cerar, have participated in. I expect Slovenian business representatives will start to actively visit Japan again, since entry restrictions to Japan were significantly eased in October, and visa exemption for Slovenia has been resumed. In 2025, Japan will host the Osaka Kansai Expo, and Slovenian government has already decided to join this big event. I hope and believe Slovenia will establish a beautiful pavilion like the one in Dubai, which enjoy a very good reputations. I'm sure Slovenia will introduce its attractions and advantages to Japanese people with the help of the pavilion, and that will provide good opportunity for Slovenian business representatives to visit Japan and further develop business ties between two countries. Finally, I'd like to conclude my remarks by wishing today's business forum would provide a momentum to expand trade and investment between our countries and to develop our economic relations even further. Thank you very much. Hvala lepa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matsushima. Thank you very much for your remarks, and lovely to see. Excuse me. Lovely to see that Slovenia and Japan have excellent diplomatic relations and also great development in IT and logistics. So very good effort. Thank you. Finally, I would like to ask to the stage, please, Mr. Naritaka Nakaishi, who is Director General of London Office and Head of European Bloc at JETRO. The floor is yours.
Thank you, everyone. Your Excellency, Mr. Dr. Stoimenov-Valtova, Dr. Mr. Chappell, Mr. Matsushima. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today, the Business Forum. My name is Naritaka Nakaishi, Director General with JETRO, London Office, and Head of European Bloc. JETRO would like to thank you to Spirit and the Embassy of Japan in Slovenia organized business mission to Slovenia this week for 3 days with 12 members from 9 Japanese companies. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to everyone contributing to this mission. I'm really impressed because this year is a memorable year of the 13th anniversary in terms of diplomatic relations between Japan and Slovenia. Let me briefly explain the JETRO. JETRO was established as a government-affiliated organization under METI. METI is Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry. JETRO has more than 17 offices in 55 countries all over the world. In Europe, we have 15th office network, and we do operating 15 offices closely together in Europe. JETRO has our main mission is promote trade and investment in the world. Furthermore, JETRO has recently focusing on innovation, including Society 500.0. So we are willing to cooperate in foreign government and support Japanese companies to develop their business in such a promising country like Slovenia. JETRO has MOU with Spirit. Our Vienna office, Mr. Cabinet Chair, is in charge of Slovenia. They are arranging in today's mission with the cooperation of Spirit. I think this mission will give Japanese companies clear view and feeling on the business environment in Slovenia. I myself just arrived here yesterday for the first time in my life. I just began to feel very comfortable atmosphere here, and people are very comfortable, friendly. Well, I believe the mission will expand collaboration between Slovenia and the companies, the Japanese companies. Today's forum will include presentation by innovative Slovenian companies and provide the good examples of Japan and Slovenia collaboration in such areas as smart city and mobility. This forum will be followed by B2B matchmaking session where participating company will be able to meet individually and get in touch with each other. We hope that the B2B meeting will be a good start of both industry companies. Thanks so much. Enjoy this forum. Thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for these introductory remarks and comments. Very valuable and very nice. Thank you very much. We move on to the second part of the event, and I would like to introduce to you the keynote speaker this morning, Dr. Emilia Stojmenova-Duh, who will present Slovenia-Japan Green, Creative and Smart Ways to Cooperate. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Dear Mr. Naritaka Nakaishi, I hope that I pronounced it right. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is really my great pleasure and honor to be here today with all of you at this very important event, which is dedicated to the cooperation between Japan and Slovenia. Today, our society is facing major challenges that are very complex, and they require enhanced cooperation for bringing solutions. So, achieving sustainable development, fostering ethical market economies, fighting emerging diseases and pandemics, ensuring energy safety are just some of the most evident ones. Digital technologies, which are shaping the quality of our work and lives, can help us bring solutions to these challenges. However, this will be only possible when they're accessible to everyone, inclusive, safe and secure, and also sustainable. And these are also the goals of our Digital Slovenia 2030. I'm very happy to share that we are fostering connectivity in Slovenia. Next generation of fixed broadband access network already cover 88% of our households in urban areas. Our goal is to achieve gigabit connectivity for households and businesses in rural and urban areas and 100% of 5G connectivity coverage of populated areas. So we expect that this will happen by 2030. I would like to mention that we are paying a lot of attention to data, especially to open data that ensure accessibility and transparency, as well as trust in government and public authorities, and economic benefits for businesses by creating new services, products, and as well business opportunities. Slovenia is very successful in the field of open data, and in the last year's European report on data maturity, our country was recognized as a trendsetter in the open data indicator. Also, we are very ambitious when it comes to smart cities and communities, and you will be able to see some good example right after my speech. We want our municipalities and communities to unify the solutions, both in terms of data opening and interoperability. And therefore, as a government, we help them with financial incentives, but we also provide them necessary digital infrastructure and trainings for public administrators. At the moment, we are establishing a network of data stewards as a basis for coordinated data management and governance at both national and local level. So our goal is to provide modern IT for trusted data management with cloud technologies, national and cross-border data interoperability, and also data spaces. Since April 2021, we have got Vega supercomputer, which is in my hometown in Maribor, and it is one of the most powerful supercomputers in the world. Slovenia has more than 40 years of research experience and also more than 30 years of education experience when it comes to AI. The reward for the outstanding work of the researchers is without any doubt the first international research center for artificial intelligence, already mentioned by the moderator, and it works under the auspices of UNESCO. So this center was established in Ljubljana last year. The center helps solving global issues and challenges connected to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals with the help of artificial intelligence. In the last couple of months, as being a minister, I visited many international organizations as well, and I was happy to hear that they are all recognizing the work of IRCAI, so we hope that we can collaborate here more in the future as well in Japan. Not only IRCAI, we have several different organizations that are working in digital innovation. We have 3 digital innovation hubs, and they will bring important innovative solutions in many fields, covering various sectors in the economy, like automotive industry, language technologies, but also more traditional ones, such as farming and food production. Our ambition is to introduce high-quality, transparent, and ethical AI that will be focused on people and will work for their good, which is actually also the concept of Society 5.0. We believe that digital transformation is successful only when all members of the society are equally included and when no one is left behind, not only on national but on a global level. In Slovenia, we are particularly concerned about the gender, rural-urban, and age digital divide. Just as an example, women represent half of the world population. However, they are still unrepresented in the ICT sector. And from the program, what I saw today, I saw that there are only 2 women that are speaking today. So empowering women with digital skills enables them to fully and meaningfully participate in democracy, in education, and businesses in the digital society. So as a woman in technology myself, by background, I'm an electrical engineer. I'm particularly interested in mentorship and peer-to-peer encouragement, and I hope to meet a lot of Japanese colleagues during my visit next month. Here in Slovenia, and also myself personally, we believe that access to knowledge and information is a human right. Therefore, we need to encourage and equip our children with creative thinking and problem-solving skills and competencies as soon as possible, starting from an early age of schooling. This is the basis not only for developing digital skills, but also green skills that are needed nowadays. So in addition, we should ensure that workers are prepared in time for the job changes happening on the labor market, because these changes are here and now. Digitalization is putting some jobs at risk, transforming others, but also creating a lot of business, a lot of new working opportunities. And we should be all ready for this, so the employers, the employees, but also the education system. Therefore, in Slovenia, we have begun a national curriculum reform to include digital competencies into the whole education system, and I truly hope this will be the same for the green skills and competencies very soon as well. With our act on the promotion of digital inclusion that puts digital skills in the center, we pave the path towards inclusive digital society, because for us it is important that we equip our citizens not only within the formal education, but also within the informal education. When it comes to safety and security, safe digital products must adhere to the highest available international standards. We should raise awareness and empower everyone, especially children and underprivileged groups, about online risks and prevent and counter cyberbullying and hate speech online. Our society is currently experiencing a transition in both the digital and green economy area. When used properly, digital transformation can be a very useful tool towards sustainability. Bringing digital into our lives can help us reduce our carbon footprint. However, we need to ensure that digital technologies do not consume more energy than they save. So our goal here in Slovenia is to boost investment in the double or the twin transition, as we know it, the green and digital transition. This includes more investment in research and innovation, in particular to develop new low carbon solutions, technologies and products, and also to improve skills and lifelong learning that underpin these processes. I would like to share an excellent example of twinning green and digital transformation from my hometown Maribor with you. So a new data center will be constructed from the river sediments, and it will be built on the island in the middle of the Drava river, which is flowing through the city. The flow of the water will be used for the cooling of the data center, and the waste heat energy will be will heat residential buildings in the surroundings. So this is an excellent example of digital and green transformation and circular economy. We believe that we should all work together in the radical transformation of the economy and society. So this includes the state, businesses, researchers, academia, NGOs, and of course the citizens. And the teams that are developing solutions based on digital technologies should be multidisciplinary, which means they should not be composed only on IT experts, but also of lawyers, economists, psychologists, anthropologists, and so on, because this is the only way how we can solve complex challenges that reflect complex societies we all live in. This means that digital solutions should be customer-focused, efficient, innovative, and also personalized. Our goal in Slovenia is by 2030 to have 100% of key public digital services accessible online. And also, we would like that at least 80% of our citizens will use these digital services online with their electronic ID. Real digital transformation starts and can only happen with trust of citizens and businesses. Therefore, we should create an environment that is safe for our citizens, and only this way they will understand the advantages of digital solutions and will use them. So our ultimate objective is to create a better society focused on human by the help of the digital transformation. This is also the goal of the Society 5.0 concept that is developed by Japan. And I believe that Slovenia, as a European country, has a good basis for starting the concrete implementation of the Society 5.0. So why? Because we have a quality workforce that is well educated. It's flexible with language and IT skills. I'm happy to share that 4.8% of our population are IT experts, and this is above the European level. So we have also reached a high level of social justice as well as technological development, and we are doing our utmost to follow sustainable development in all fields. And then I move to geography. We are positioned in the middle of Europe, and our quality linked to regional markets of European Union and Southeastern Europe, where Slovenia has a traditionally good business contacts and reputation. And believe me, I'm coming from these countries. I was born in these countries, so Slovenia is very well respected. We have quality infrastructure, we have excellent transport connections, and high ICT penetration. And finally, what is very important, we have high quality of life. So as a right-sized country, we are ready for various pilot trial projects. We have many of them already, but I believe that we can have them many more. Our government is seriously considering Society 5.0 as a development model. Japan and Slovenia have excellent relations and a good basis to start various joint projects related to Society 5.0. We already have good mutual experience in robotics, in smart grid communities, in mobility. I see the people because I know they're here collaborating with you today, and I'm happy to see them. So as such, we can be a good partner to Japanese companies coming to Europe with new technologies and products. Today's business forum shows our serious and ambitious intention to enhance the cooperation with Japan. We can learn a lot from Japan, since the country is a synonym for high added value, high technology, new knowledge, and positive growth trends. And what is really important for me, Japan is a synonym for high social norms and values. So the efforts of Society 5.0 are directed toward the Slovene economic slogan, Green, Creative, Smart. Therefore, we are strong supporters of this initiative. I look forward to visiting Japan in November and discuss the cooperation opportunities with the government, the businesses, and also the research organizations and universities. I wish you a fruitful meeting and a lot of success in your work, and I hope to see you and talk to you very soon. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Stoimenova-Duch, for your very observant comments. And it's nice to see a plan and a strategy. I think this is always a very, very good start. Now, in the military, they have the 6 Ps, which is proper planning prevents poor performance. So to have an actionable plan and actually to have some strategy is always a good start, and I see we're going towards that. However, there's always the other adage, talk is cheap, but becomes quite costly when it's not followed by action. So the next part of the event is actually to show you some concrete showcases and real cases of smart cities, urbanization, mobility and robotics. So we now have 4 speakers. Bear with me one moment. And I would like to introduce to the stage the first speaker, Mr. Tomasz Laniszek, City of Kran. Smart City of Kran, best practices in the field of smart cities, mobility and robotics. Thank you.
Thank you very much for introduction, dear Minister, Your Excellencies, dear esteemed guests. I'm welcoming you in the name of our Mayor, who is going to join us in a couple of minutes. He has to be at the Ministry. They have some talks there, and he's joining us in probably around 10 o'clock. I'm the head of the unit for development, smart city and the projects. The Mayor himself and myself and a couple of us are coming from businesses, so we are not typical, I would say, public servants, as we say. The Mayor is very much concrete to the action, and he had a vision when he became a Mayor to actually bring the city of Kran, the third biggest city, to the stage of not only Slovenia, but also to the stage of European Union. And what we managed to do, a couple of us, together with our teams inside and outside, we put together the strategy for the city of Kran, the digital strategy that is becoming up and running. And just for the introduction, so the city of Kran, the third biggest city of approximately 60,000 inhabitants, we are on the crossroads of Slovenia and of course also European Union. And the city of Kran used to be in the former Yugoslavia, the so-called Silicon Valley of former Yugoslavia. That laureate, I would say, faded away in the last 3 decades, and the Mayor of Kran now wants to put this back up and running because we have a lot of good companies, Iskras and the others, who are very much on the electronical part, and a lot of IT companies are working there. At the end of the day, still today, the biggest cryptocurrencies stock exchange from the European Union, the biggest one was made in Kran, and is still up and running, never been hacked. So we have a lot of possibilities. Being not so big makes us very good point to be very, I would say, adaptive and quick. We are as big or as small as we are, and because of that we are a very good, I would say, point of Upper Carniola region, that a lot of different demo projects can be done. And one of the things was, of course, this smart Mlaka, that I will come there. But otherwise, a lot of different municipalities. You know that Slovenia is very diverse in the number of municipalities, way too many, we would say, or not. But the city of Kran is the only city municipality, or the city in the region. So in a lot of projects, we are, I would say, to some extent, a bit a rivalry to all these small municipalities. But on the area of digital transformation, the smaller municipalities really depend on us, because we have some funds that we can actually share. We have the IT people that are there, and together we can actually achieve more. So Gorenjska region is approximately 10% of Slovenia in inhabitants as well as in the population, and this is also one of the reasons why we want to connect this. Mr. Mayor will join us, and he's also the president of the city municipalities of Slovenia, so combining all 12 municipalities. So whatever is done in Kran can be always copied with pride in other municipalities, and vice versa. And this is also one of the things that we really like to stress out, and the Mayor really is, I would say, combining all kind of strengths and stakeholders in a way that we go forward in a way to really win. The city of Kran is a cultural city, is a very sporty city. We have signed a few additional sisterhood cities agreements. Last year, the sisterhood city agreement with Zhangjiakou, China, was signed because our company, one of the companies in Kran, actually made the ski jumping facilities in Zhangjiakou happen, right? This is maybe also one of the reasons why we won so many medals there, but nevertheless. So one of the very, I would say, close relationship with Japan, we like to fly and ski jump, right? So this is one of the biggest advantages for us. And we are now also in the cooperation and talks for becoming a sister city of the city of Fukui, where our basketball team was training and preparing themselves before the Summer Olympics, and a very good cooperation is there. And the latest sister city agreement is from the city of Colorado Springs, USA, the Olympic City, USA, that happens to be also the headquarters of the cybersecurity in the United States. It's not coincidental. We want to make this happen, and the city of Kranj is becoming also the Olympic city Slovenia. Slowly, but for sure, as our mayor says, his responsibility, his talk. For the hands of economy, because you probably know it, but Kranj, as I said, and I pointed out, a lot of very good companies, the tire business, electrical business, IT business, and other possibilities. We are very close to the national airport, and of course, very close to the city of Ljubljana, as well as to the highway, Austria, Italy, and so on. Just perfect, suitable part for also digital nomads. We have a few of them who are coming to Kranj, working in this new Kovačnica or co-working center, and we just opened one last week, and during the weekend we already had the hackathon on dementia, together with Roche, Oracle, and our two esteemed ministries, so the Ministry of Digital Transformation as well as the Ministry of Public Health yeah. So one of the things that we did, and since we don't have a lot of time, and you can Google it up and see, but because of our endeavors on the digital transformation, as well as our endeavors on the green, we were able to actually apply for the one of the missions of the European Union, where the biggest amount of money is going to be deployed in the next years, so till the end of the next financial cooperation. This is the mission of smart cities, so 100 smart cities and carbon neutral cities by 2030. So we all need to be carbon neutral by 2050, according to, first of all, Kyoto, and then, of course, Lima negotiation that was signed in Paris. European Union had these 100 cities that are going to be demo cities for all the rest of the European Union by 2030, and a lot of money is going to be poured in. There was more than 1,500 potential candidates, almost 400 candidate cities applied, and 100 of us made it. So out of 8 Slovenian cities, we made it, so the city of Kranj, Ljubljana, and Velenje. And this is now really a very good, I would say, journey towards the end effect, because we want to be there. European Commission says, look, we know that you might not achieve that, but if you don't try, you'll not do it. So try, fail fast if it's needed, but try and try and try in order to show what is going on. So we made it, and now we are together with Ljubljana and Velenje. We are combining all 3 cities, and we are applying for the first call for tenders, that is 30 million euros till the end of next week, and then in January new are coming. Why I'm telling that? Because being in this part of the mission cities is, of course, what we did on the e-mobility is a great thing, because we converted all 130 vehicles that we have in the pool of the city, as well as the pool of the kindergarten schools and the sewage company that we have. We converted them into the electrical, which is not a rocket science. Huh? You order them, you get them. But the challenge was to actually have also the grid of the charging stations, and, which is very important, we have 2, actually now the 3rd one becoming real, power plants on our schools. That is investment of 16 million euros altogether, and the city of Kranj paid €0. So we did a public-private partnership in a way that we are actually financing this from the future savings. That's exactly the ESCO model that it's in place, and it's possible. And we did this in the private-public partnership, although everybody said that this cannot be done. And our mayor really likes it. When something cannot be done, he jumps on it. Okay, so we do it. And we did it, and it was also recognized by the United Nations this year as one of the best, I would say, practices in the world on the public-private partnership. We were then shortlisted to 50 in the beginning of this year, and we made it till the top 10 best practices for the last year, and we presented our case in Barcelona at the UN Council. Why we say that? This is a very good and powerful tool to actually boost the motivation of the people at the municipality as well as locally. And becoming a green city is something that in Slovenia normally say we are green already, so why we need to invest even more? But you can even be more green, and in our downtown we are not green enough. And when we did this, we said with the digital transformation we help ourselves to live better than we live today, but with less resources. And one of the things in this smart city and the digital platform, as we did it, the first one in Slovenia, so the public tender is out and we signed it, and we have also, I see the representatives from T2, in Slovenia that actually won the public tender. So we are now, in 1 month from now, we are going to be up and running. And we know that if you don't have data, you cannot have information. And without information, you cannot manage the city. And the European Union already said there are not going to be funds granted if you don't prove that you are going to become better. Not on the paper, but real data. Not macro data, micro data on the household level. So what we did with Smart Mlaka, Pametna Mlaka, Mlaka is actually the name of the pond, is actually the mayor, when he became elected, he said, let's do something together. So local companies, and of course, if you want to do something, if you want to bring a new building on, you have rivalry among them, so no way that they will cooperate. And he said, we are not smart yet, let's make a Smart Mlaka. And Smart Mlaka was actually the case when we renovated the whole sewage facilities, electrical, water, tarmac at the end of the day. When you have, the machinery there, when you put this, then also install the smart IoT sensors, which is achievable. Huh? So there are many companies like Iskra-Emeko, Iskratel, Vigret, Domplan, Elektrogorenska, and the others. 3FS, of course, 3FS is a very good company from Kran, which is a company of 100 IT guys who make Smart Barcelona, Smart Montreal, Smart Singapore possible, right? And they are based in Kran. So they put it together, they use their money, their time, and so on, put Smart Mlaka together as a demo city, and they made it. So based on this demo, Smear Smart City, that is also a twin city, we then made a public call for tender. What was the beauty part of that one was that we actually really were able to be on the radar of European Commission because they called us last year. They wanted to have a deep dive on that. JRC, so Joint Research Center of the European Commission, went there and checked it out, what's going on. Gartner company from the United States did a deep dive. And then half a year, nothing happened. So after half a year, European Commission and Joint Research Center, so in June this year, they published the paper on the benchmarking IoT among the platforms in the European Union. And the city of Kran is actually put in that paper as one of the 5 cities in European Union in a way that these kind of platforms should be deployed around those cities as they were in those cities. So it's the city of Rotterdam, it's the city of Helsinki, city of Tallinn in Estonia, city of Guimarães, Portugal, and city of Kran in Slovenia. The paper is 100 pages long. You can see all the nitty-gritty details there, and based on that, we actually now do the smart city on that. Many opportunities in Kran, since I have to finish here, and when the mayor is going to join us, then of course you can ask him more. We are building, of course, new or enlarging our business zone, which is going to be almost 19 hectares then in together, and then 10 additional ones. We are close to the highway, close to the cities that are important. And as the mayor says, in my 2 terms, and he's running for a new term now in 1 month's time, in 8 years' time, at least 1,000 new trees needs to be built, so they planted, and at least 1,000 new houses or apartments need to be built in order to have people working in Kran and staying in Kran, not just commuting to Ljubljana. With this, I would like to finish. We have many, I would say, relationship with Japan already. So ambassadors in the past visited the city of Kran on many occasions, so on official meeting as well as on the Craft Film Festival. And we definitely see ourselves also being together with Fukui City, so many more opportunities in the future to have, I would say, common meetings together. So with this, thank you very much, and welcome to Kran.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lanišček. It's funny, I live in Slovenia and I had no idea all of this was going on, so I think it really shows a concrete case of what you can do when a city or a town takes leadership, not only on a national level, but on an international level, and creates those international partnerships to really show what can be done. So both on digital, but also sustainability, mobility, digitalization, and the economy. So congratulations and keep up the good work. I would like to introduce to the stage our second guest speaker, Mr. Yusuke Arai, who is President and CEO of Toyota Adria. How mobility can contribute to a smart society, zero and beyond. The The floor is yours.
Hello everyone, Dober Dan. My name is Yosuke Arai from Toyota Adria. I am very honored to have the opportunity to present at this event a little bit about our perspective, how mobility can contribute to the smart society. So let me start by introducing the general overview of our company. Toyota Adria has already been operating in this area for more than 25 years, and I'm the sixth generation to assume the responsibility of the company. I'm here since this April, so I have spent 6 months in Slovenia. Our group consists of 9 related companies, automotive distributor 4 in Slovenia, Croatia, Serbia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, dealers in Ljubljana, Zagreb, Belgrade, and 2 finance companies. Actually, we plan to commemorate official launch event next week, Wednesday, for Toyota Tsusho Leasing Croatia, that is financial entity to be launched in Croatia. Our sector is under transformation. There are many issues impacting us, such as air quality, energy efficiency, as well as urbanization, congestion, energy security, and so on. Toyota is recognizing and transforming itself to a mobility provider. When it comes to the mobility services, the need varies by city model. Sorry for this a little bit busy chart, but we segmented the city by maturity level. On top, on right side, you will see emerging cities, and the left side, more matured cities. Then we further divided them into 2 sections. The upper section plotting public transportation centered cities, and the lower section plotting automotive-oriented societies. We noticed the ride-hailing somehow appearing, covering overall type of the cities, while the bus aggregator or two-wheel ride-hailing service is more emerging in underdeveloped cities, while we have a fragmented SMEs players around it. We see car sharing relatively sensitive business to make it sustainable. So we see in more matured cities because it has to do with consumers' behavior or educational level as well. And in some public-oriented cities, we see the multimodal mass experimentation. And to see the mobility as an integral part of the city, we can slice the related industry into multiple layers. We have been handling the vehicle sales at the bottom, but there's a lot of multiple stakeholders that we have to relate, and it is much wider than traditional automotive industry. So depending on the depth of mass integration, it's classified from level 2 to level 4, and obviously the data would play more and more crucial role to orchestrate the urban transportation. So your, advancement of data management would be definitely one of the competences that you would advance in these initiatives. So Toyota believes in the fundamental human need. Since day one, we born as a baby, we have a kind of fundamental human need to move around. So there is so much we can do to provide mobility for all, helping to give all humankind the freedom to move. Therefore, we have mobility as a core of our commitment. And of course, I would like to talk a lot about Toyota car and why we now reached the number 2 brand position in Europe. But however, in the light of today's theme, I'd like to refrain from explaining about Toyota electrified vehicles, but instead, I'd like to view mobility as an intersection of 3 major city elements. First, let's talk about energy. Hydrogen ecosystem will play a bigger role in the future, not just decarbonizing transport, but in industrial energy use, in feedstock, using captured carbon, and help decarbonize building heating as some examples. Toyota's technology has this flexibility to be used not just in cars, but to produce zero-emission power in multiple applications. It's already powering trucks, urban bus fleets, forklifts, and generators. Tests are also underway for its use in boats and trains. Last month, we had a Hydrogen City Gold event, which gained a lot of media attention in partnership with Caetano Bus from Portugal, Messer, public transport company, energy company, and the municipality of Ljubljana. Since the technology is ready now, we are focusing on discussion with stakeholders to build more feasible business model for social implementation. Second, about the cities, as I explained in earlier slide, the mobility will be integral part of smart city. However, public spaces and public roads are subject to various regulatory constraints. Therefore, Toyota revealed it plans to build a prototype city of the future on a 175-acre site at the base of Mount Fuji in Japan, called the Woven City. It will be a fully connected ecosystem powered by renewable energy. This will be the living laboratory for researchers, engineers, and scientists to freely test technologies such as automation, mobility as a service, robotics, smart home connected technology, and more in real-world environment. So 3 types of street form a 3x3 city block, a path for automated mobility, a path where pedestrians and slower personal mobility coexist, and a park-like path with sidewalks. It is expected to receive first 330 habitants in the first phase, expectedly maybe in 2024. Lastly, about the customer experience, we conducted an on-demand shuttle pilot program in municipality of Kochevie, southern part of Ljubljana. To give you a feel for the concept of this smart mobility service, we have prepared a short, quick movie.
Do you have business but don't have your own car? Do you need to take your child for afternoon training sessions while you're still at work? Your needs are our motivation. How to get the transport? After registration, enter the method of payment and you are already on the path to new mobility. Choose your preferred transport option. It could be your custom transport or one of the preset destinations and events. After submitting a transport request, the system will check the availability and the most optimal possibilities for your transport. You could also arrange transport for your kids and parents. You can easily share already confirmed transports with them and enable them safe and reliable transport. When they enter the vehicle and are brought to the destination, you will also be informed. Carefree mobility. Simple and smart mobility. This is Toyota Go.
So we are developing solution for smart villages, which is relatively small, with less population compared with capital city. Slovenia is composed of more than 200 municipalities as such, where public transport like bus or taxi are not available. In 6 months, there were 719 registered users, equivalent to approximately 10% of city population. The pilot project was conducted with a single one test car with an average of 100 rides per month, while there had a non-matched 150 rides request aside because of inavailability of the car. So the result confirmed that by balancing the number of mobility and the demand, it is possible to increase the accuracy of matching and fulfill a little more potential need of the people living there. So to conclude, I would like to touch a little bit on our employees' continued effort and the active engagement to build a better society, like one hybrid, one tree event, or Project Health Family or supporting transformation for chemotherapy clients, like so on. And in the end, a smart city is a city of the people, and people are a starting point for everything. So I just mentioned that I feel very lucky to have a wonderful employees in Adria region who are driving forces of those things. Hvala lepa, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sarai, for the presentation on Toyota. I think similar to Kran, which took a leadership and a lead in government and local regional level, it's very nice to see corporate taking a lead and really pushing forward with mobility, sustainability, car sharing, mass urban mobility. So that's also excellent, because there has to be a joint collaboration between government but also corporations. So thank you for that. I would like to invite our third speaker, Dr. Hubert Kostler, Building Global Future Together, Society 5.0. Dr. Kostler is President and Managing Director of Yaskawa Operations in Slovenia. Thank you.
Thank you. Ambassador Matsushima, Minister Dr. Stoimenova Duch, JETRO Director General Nakaishi-san, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor to be a speaker today here. It's my privilege. We are celebrating this year 30 years of diplomatic relations. I have 2 years more on that, being with Yaskawa, so 32 years. I started in 90 as a joint venture company. Today we would call this company a startup. So let me start with my presentation. I must say I would like to present Building Global Future, Society 5.0, and talk about success stories about Japanese companies in Slovenia. We have 3 companies currently in Slovenia. And I must say, this over 30 years cooperation with Japan, we created very good relations. Despite cultural differences, we created great teams, and as you will see, therefore I can talk about success stories. So, Society 5.0, this is the Council for Science, Technology and Innovation, Cabinet Office, Government of Japan. Definition, what is 5.0? Is a human-centered society that balances economic advancement with the resolution of social problems by a system that highly integrates cyberspace and physical space. So we connect cyber world with physical world with exchange of data. And with this we create better life for the society. So now I will present a movie of Yaskawa talking about sustainability.
Should humankind change its habits in order to preserve the world as we know it? What do we do as a company? We do our best, day by day. In the field of energy generation, in our products' efficient use of energy, and in sustainable concepts for the manufacture of our products and the operation of our company. If we want to limit global warming, energy production needs to change. Sustainable, climate-neutral technologies are gradually replacing the burning of coal and oil. Yaskawa is driving this change, be it with generators for wind energy, power transformers for solar energy, or heat pumps when using natural heat sources. The next generation of engineers will certainly contribute more amazing ideas. With the Yaskawa Training Initiative, we are helping to ensure that this supply does not stop. Sustainability also means making better use of energy. Electric motors are responsible for half of the world's electricity consumption, an area we have been very familiar with for 105 years. Many motors work much more efficiently with AC drives. Terawatt hours of energy can be saved here. We were among the first to introduce this technology in the 1970s. Today, our devices have minimal power dissipation, and some can also be used in 4-quadrant operation. They feed braking energy back into the grid for reuse. Our robots also use smart solutions to save energy. They feed braking or gravitational energy back into the system, thus improving the energy balance. Energy is a valuable resource. We at Yaskawa use it sparingly. Yaskawa also ensures that resources are conserved through strict guidelines for the production, construction, and operation of the company's infrastructure and through after-sales measures. One example is Robot City, the new company headquarters in Japan, with 550 kilowatt solar panels and a galvanic buffer. Under the motto, Clean Power 100, Yaskawa wants to make the company headquarters self-sufficient without the need for external energy consumption. What's more, Yaskawa has several other projects around the world that focus on minimizing resource and energy consumption. Yaskawa also supports a number of startups that are shaping the future of energy use to meet our corporate mission. Improve people's lives with technology in harmony with our environment. That's what matters to us.
So, the movie showed that Yaskawa contribution in several fields. We are addressing labor shortage and aging society with a robotic domain and human assist business domain, and also environmental and energy issues we address with environmental and energy business domain, and everything supported with mechatronics components and solutions from Yaskawa, what increase added value and speed up a global development. On the other side, as a high technology provider, we are in the sector of mechatronics, clean power and humanetronics, respect life, empower innovation and deliver results. So talking about mechatronics, so you know probably that in the year 1970, this word was founded by Yaskawa, and is a combination of intersection of mechanics, electronics, and computing. And our mechatronics specialists create simpler, smarter systems. Humanetronics is the field where our technology can help people in the field of medical world. We can produce applications for to help people with to improve quality of life. In the field of clean power, as mentioned in the movie, we have also we are dealing with renewable energy. We have a factory producing generators for wind power plants, and also inverters for PV power plants. Yaskawa is investing in Europe a lot, and Slovenia is in league with the best. So we have 9 operations within the Europe. Slovenia is the biggest one. We have 2 operations. One is in Ribnica, is a solution provider company, where we integrate robots, which we produce in Kočevje. So we have 2 plants, one implementation, integration, and solution providing, and the second in Kočevje is the producer of robots and also controllers. And what is most important, we have also R&D in place in Kočevje. So what are our targets in Europe? We want to be close to the customer. We want to expand local production. We want to expand local development capacity and set technology trends. We base on IQ Mechatronics, what is response to 4.0 industry. So, what is now the renaissance of Europe manufacturing came with a 4.0 industry and also COVID reaction. So the industry is coming back, the production is coming back from low-cost countries back to Europe. Ongoing investment in Yaskawa, Europe infrastructure to enable best-in-class strategy. We base on local production, local development, customized products and quick development support, and prime customer service. So, in the year 2019, January, we pressed the button and we started the production of robots in the first European robot plant in Slovenia, which is located in Kočevje. And localization of production in EMEA and expansion of manufacturing capacity is also of interest of Slovenian economy. We create high quality jobs, technical for engineers, for local development, and we have a great synergy, growth of clean production, trade and GDP. So our factory, some facts and figures. The investment was 25 million. We cover about 80% of EMEA demand with our production. The setup of the factory is done for 10,000 units per year. We have around 13,000 square meters, and we have currently 120 employees, and we should have around 150 next year. This year we also start into January. We put in action a power plant, a photovoltaic plant, 700 kilowatts, what makes us the biggest in the region. And also we solved a big problem with the energy issues and high price of the energy, electro-energy. Here the project, how we did it. Of course, with the help of Yaskawa people, we, together with our highly skilled engineers, we have our 65 highly skilled engineers working in application, solution making, so we could plan the factory, also with the support of Faculty of Mechanical Engineering in Ljubljana, where we, as you can see, really did a nice plan of the factory. Especially we focused on material flow, and here is visible that the income of material, then assembly, painting and testing and dispatch of robots, is the material does a very nice flow. We paid a lot of attention and we focused on ergonomic and safety, what we call safety first, so that we have really good working conditions. We use lifted lowered elevators on the work centers, and each worker has a personal ID card which he, when he comes to the workspace, he can check himself on the work center, and he gets his personal settings. So he has really then good ergonomic situation. These are the robots which we produce currently. We have 11 models. We call these models high runners because with these robots, these are most demanded robots in the EMEA market, which we support. Our road to success is based on 3 pillars. So people, mechatronics, and of course prime customer service. Talking about people, I mentioned already, we have highly skilled engineers. On location in Ribnica 65, in location Kočevje 25. About 10% is in R&D, and we cooperate very good with academics, researchers as partners. In the mechatronics, we combine technologies with skills and workflow, like a digital twin, and our IQ mechatronics was this 4.0. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. And prime customer service solution provider enhanced by local R&D and quick support. So, digital twin and lean. So I must here also say that we started working with digital twin in the year 2017, where this was not known in the world yet. 3 years later, I could read in the magazine that ABB in Shanghai opened a new robot factory, which was created with a digital twin as a cutting-edge technology. So we were quite advanced in this field. So, and we use also digital in visualization, data management, error reduction, proactive maintenance, and so on. And of course, integration with a single ERP, with a real-time loop, and we do constant optimization. We have also MES in place, and of course, iCube Mechatronics is as the base for big data exchanging between physical world and cyber world, and analyzing and sending back as a solution. Merging past with future. Here is our solution providing reference 350 years old glass production. As you see there, we can see what is the product. It's engraved waste and how we did it. So we came with new technology. As you can see, we have here virtual world and we have physical world, and we connected virtual with physical. So we did some scanning with vision systems. Then we did some scaling of trajectory, job calculation, and then engraving. And as you can see at the end is the result. It's a whiskey bottle. So this is one project. And also, of course, this is CAD/CAM systems. We design everything in CAD, and then we transfer program design to the robot, and the robot can do then the pattern. So, and here again, digital twin. Everything we program in offline, we can create in virtual reality, and then send the program back to the real world. And investing in Society 5.0, what does that mean? Yaskawa provides for the robotics subjects, so we are supporting high school, technical high school in Kočevje. We are also having a robotics subject there, about 80 hours. And also in this year, also we opened a new section on the high school is informatics technician. So this is our contribution to this local society. And of course, also we work together with primary schools, and we have some robot programs already in the primary schools as a primary education. And Mr. Prebelic, he should be also here, our mayor. He always or often says, when we came to Kočevje, he said there was a period before Yaskawa and period after Yaskawa in Kočevje. So, and last but not least, excellent cooperation. We are a textbook example of foreign direct investment project. The Japanese and Slovenian nation are both gaining by cooperation, synergy between local enterprise and foreign investors' interests, improving conditions in local environment and provides quality jobs, high-tech cooperation with researchers, improving academic studies with practical input, modernized education, as mentioned, and very important role of the state and its FDI and education policies. What is next? Here I would like to thank you also to Ministry of Economy who supported us in the first project. What is next? This is next. We are coming back to Spirit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kostler. I don't really have any comments to add. We're running a little late. But just I think it shows that it goes hand in glove with what Yaskawa can really add value and also accelerate the innovation of Society 5.0. So good job and well done. Thank you very much. I would like now to invite our final, but not least, last guest. Excuse me, need my glasses. Mr. Dr. Mitja Weber, Head of Inter-Entrepreneurial Education Center at Novo Mesto. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. Dear guests, attendees, and distinguished guests, I'm really honored to be here to say a few words about how the education system at the level of secondary school and, let's say, higher vocational studies can contribute to smart cities and technology 4.0 and 5.0. So, first of all, I would like to present our lovely town Novo Mesto, where the school center Novo Mesto is situated. So the school center Novo Mesto is 7th largest city in Slovenia, and it is also a center of Dolenska, historical region. It is a center of southwestern cohesion region, and we have a local university of Novo Mesto there with its research center. Recently, Institute of Rudolfovo was founded also in Novo Mesto. We have one of the oldest high schools in Slovenia, Gymnasium Novo Mesto, and our school center Novo Mesto is the largest school center in Slovenia. And in the framework of our school center, we also have a high vocational program. 8 programs are offered on this study. So the city center of Novo Mesto was recently renovated. It has a very wide town square. It's the widest town square, middle-aged town square in Slovenia. It was closed to the traffic recently, and it's very relaxing to walk through this town center in the afternoon. And we feel this town center and this square as a living room of our city, where people from abroad and local can meet. So I will have to read a few facts about our school center because it's not my job to present the institution. I'm a more technical guy. So our school center Novo Mesto has several secondary schools. We have a secondary school for machinery, for electrical engineering, technical gymnasium, secondary school for nursing, chemistry, preschool education, construction, and wood making. So we think that apart from that school is offering knowledge to young people, that it also needs to offer a really safe environment to those who are in the education system, and we have to learn them to find their wishes and set their goals. And we have to be really supportive on this point, and we need to just care of the good knowledge transfer and good understanding of their needs. So I'm heading the Education Center for Companies, and this center was actually founded as a center of vocational excellence 10 days ago. I'm also a lecturer at Higher Vocational College, and I teach some subjects on electrical engineering program. And today, I have to say, we are just starting to building two new buildings, which are addition to existing buildings, and Ministry of Education, Science and Sport is co-funding these new 2 buildings. So if you have time, please check YouTube and find a movie about our school center. It's really nice 6-minute movie about how we consider it should be done at the secondary school level. So what we do? A few things about myself. So what relates me to Yaskawa company? I earned my PhD at the Faculty of Electrical Engineering, and I was doing my bachelor thesis on telemanipulation of Yaskawa industrial robot. So I had 20 years ago, I had a Motorman robot. I had an optical tracker system which tracked infrared marker which were attached to my hand, and with the tracking system I was able to measure orientation and position of my hand, and then I transferred data to a controller of the robot, and the robot was then actually doing the same movements I was doing. So what we do at the in-company training center. So at the center, we have actually, we are organizing the practical work for students. So the organizing of training for students are actually cooperating with mentors at the companies. We are providing those mentors with pedagogical, andragogical knowledge. And those mentors at the companies are actually our key link to the companies and are giving us a feedback to our institution how good we are and what we should do better. We also cooperate with human resource departments, and by cooperating, we then easier set our learning goals. And when we are doing new educational programs and updating existing programs, then this feedback makes us much easier. So now I would like to mention two good examples of good practice, how education system can, let's say, support companies on their way. So from year 2018 to 22, we have a national project, and we are a partner on this project. And here are some figures on the project. So this project was actually dedicated to training of already employed population. And on the project, we actually wrote 47 different programs, and we included about 77 companies in those programs, and we trained around 1,800 employees in 32 groups. Those are actually short training programs, about 50 hours. And the second project was actually an international project. We were a partner on Erasmus Plus project. Together with us, there were companies and educational institutions from Croatia and Italy. And what we did was we put together a program for training of experts in building automation. So smart buildings are also part of smart cities. And what we did, we actually asked the companies what are key tasks and knowledges and duties of one employee which should do the work. And then we put up together the list of knowledges and competencies which helped us to set up the learning goals, and we ended up with a program which is internationally recognized public program for training of experts in building automation. So I wrote some poster, so I believe that we should make similar programs also for other smart elements of smart cities, so for smart transport, for smart management of buildings, and above all for smart management and efficient use of energy. So what I missed in those discussions, so when we speak about smart buildings and smart things, so I often see only measuring data. So a big quantity of data coming in the system, but if we don't provide the feedback to the system, that's the basics of control loop, then actually we are not reaching the target. So, so just imagine if at this point we would be able to shut down some big consumers of energy, when if they are, let's say, like heating, cooling, and so on, because the heating, it doesn't matter if you switch it on now or after 1 hour, because of inertia of the systems. And the last thing, I would like to present our makerspace. So the speaker before me mentioned the need for new jobs, so the need for new workforce. And we need to train our workforce properly. And that is why we established also a makerspace on our school. And this is actually a collaborative environment where students can do practical work. We have mentors from the companies and the school working with them. And here are some projects we did in our makerspace. So we actually helped the community, municipality of Novo Mesto, in centralizing data from radar tables that are actually signing the speed you are driving. We did some measurements of quality of air. We have some diplomas on smart collecting of garbage. And this is actually how we try to attract young people to join techniques. So that's everything for now. I think that I spent up my minutes.
Thank you very much, Dr. Weber, for your presentation. It's nice to see that education and training is an additional pillar in the development and acceleration of Society 5.0 for future employment. So another good concrete case of best practices. That wraps up our best practice part. Now we will have a roundtable discussion focused on investment and the implementation part of the business. The discussion will be moderated by Mr. Daniel Aldagic, who is the CEO of AV Living Lab. Daniel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Andy. And I would like to invite to join me for this roundtable discussion the President and the CEO of Toyota Adria, Mr. Yusuke Arai. The President and Managing Director of Yaskava Operations in Slovenia, Dr. Hubert Kosler. And Mr. Vid Habjan, the Head of Foreign Direct Investment Promotion Department at Spirit Slovenia. So today we heard how Society 5.0 is becoming part of our life, how this will contribute to sustainability, but a lot of things need to be done at all levels, from the government, academia, economy, companies, and also NGOs. And my first question goes for Mr. Arai. So how the government can help accelerate this transition to green, sustainable mobility from your experience?
Okay, so maybe concretely taking example of hydrogen, when we screen the potential city or country to promote the hydrogen project, of course, when we ask to raise hands whether they are interested in hydrogen project, I think nowadays 100% of cities are all interested. But when we scan it, then there's obviously the city or country that has a concrete roadmap which is backed by clear subsidies and penalization for those players who doesn't come to that strategy, and those city or government saying it but without clear plan on sheet. So first criteria of our screening is that we really confirm whether really concrete strategy or roadmap in place, and based on that we can really act on it. And for example, for bus operation, for our quick calculation to make it feasible as an independent business, we at least need like 50 to 70 units in operation of the bus that is fueled by one hydrogen manufacturing station. So to balance all these things, we definitely need some lead by authority to orchestrate manufacturing, bus operation, fueling, financing, or vehicle provision, and we are somehow contributing to project manage on those things.
Thank you. And as you are aware, our Sklad, Ecofond, also is offering subsidies, but mainly for vehicles. But to change the behavior would be good that we start thinking about subsidizing also the usage of mobility as a service services. So my next question goes to Mr. Kostler. You know, we talk a lot about SDG goals. There are 17 of them. On the 4th place, it's higher education. And we heard from Professor Dr. Weber how the schooling system in our mesto is partnering with Jaskava. But what is your feedback as president of Jaskava operation in Slovenia? How important is to build the talent, new skills for your operations?
Yeah, thank you for this question. It's very important part. In '96, when we started the first operation in Ribnica, we were facing with the problem of highly skilled engineers. So on the market in this transition period, we could not find a created and specialized engineer for the purpose of mechatronics and machine building as a solution provider with robots. So there we have only one chance to look for young engineers. What was quite a long story, long-lasting situation, because we had to find a good engineer or student and to give him scholarship to convince him to join our company. And what helped a lot was that we also offered the students that they could come and work during holidays. So this was actually also one request. If we gave them a contract as a supported with a scholarship, there was an obligation that at least 1 month, but better was 2 months, that they worked together with our team already, and this was excellent idea. And we could come yearly on 3 engineers per year, what was with a stable growing, quite a good income of engineers. So we could come over with this principle, and today we have in Ribnica 65 highly skilled engineers, and in Kočevje also over 20.
Yes, and also our Slovenian government is also promoting the businesses. So, Mr. Vidhavyan, can you just briefly explain the role of FDI, Foreign Direct Investment Department, within the Spirit? So the Spirit Slovenia is our development agency owned by the Ministry of Economic Development. So please, Mr. Havyan.
Yeah, just first let me say hello to all our guests, especially our guests from Japan. I hope that you are enjoying our country. Most of you I know that comes from European branch. And I still think maybe for some of you it's your first time here in Slovenia. So welcome. Yeah, as you said, I'm coming from Spirit Slovenia. We are a public agency, business development agency, and our work of scope is really wide. FDI is just one part of it. It's a very important part of it. So in regarding of that, we are promoting Slovenia abroad, all over the world, to present, because Slovenia, yeah, it's a small country, but it's a nice country, so we are really proud to go outside of Slovenia and promote our business environment. And further on, because we are working with companies, they don't know about the system and so on, so we help them a bit with gathering all the information they need for their decision where to put their investments, and also all the legislation, taxes, and so on. The second thing is also that we provide them with location information, so we try to find them appropriate locations for their investments, and also we help them in the whole procedure of the investments, because when you are working with foreign company, they don't know the process of buildings, permits, and so on. So we facilitate them all in the whole process of their investment. So from the start till the end. And even further on when they're expanding their business. On the other hand, I mentioned that FDI is just one part of our work. The other thing is also internationalization and helping Slovenian exporters to go abroad, to open doors in foreign countries. And also promoting and encouraging entrepreneurship, and a special department for financial incentives. So in the end, we are one-stop shop, and let's say for every company who wants to do business in Slovenia.
Excellent. So very insightful. So for our guests from abroad, now you will hear about some our best practices. And if you consider investing in Slovenia, of course, with Fabian, with his team, is the right contact, like he said, a single point of contact. And now let's go a little bit to discuss what are lessons learned, what are the best practices. So Mr. Arai, related to smart city mobility, we saw also, the city of Krain and other cities, but also the city of Kočevje are considering how to move people and goods more efficiently through more congested cities. So what are your experience here in Slovenia and in general?
Well, so Kočevje city, as I explained in my presentation, have relatively low population. There's no taxi, there's no bus operating, so families are supporting each other for daily transport. So then we came to the idea of introducing the smart mobility there, and the leadership of the Kočevje mayor, Mr. Vladimir, did a quite crucial role to bridge our idea to the community, because developing mobility service is completely different from just distributing the manufactured car, but it's all about the designing day-to-day life experience on ground with people. So hyper-local approach is needed. In fact, every day my team member is located in the city, sometimes sitting at the cafe, suddenly talk to the citizens. Do you know about Toyota Go? How do you perceive it? Some family had a second car. That husband took the car to the workplace, just leave it and come back to the house. Just for it, they had to have a secondary car, and our solution was perfect match for it. Some family brought the children to the school, after school, some sports activity, but to bridge school to school activity has some constraint to the family to support the daily lives. There we contributed. So I think this kind of really the hyper-local, the connection with community is one of the key to succeed in this kind of project.
Yes, and maybe also municipalities, when subsidizing the public transport, should consider also new types, not only the bus ticket, but also on-demand mobility with electric vans or hybrid, mobility.
Yeah, I would like to mention a little bit here, because people used to subsidize bus or public transport, but when it comes to new mobility, although it could be in the long run much sustainable, feasible model, but sometimes there's hesitant to support R&D of this kind of mobility service to come to the kind of threshold that becomes sustainable. And until then, we always face chicken and egg problem. If there's not much enough supply, then demand cannot be fulfilled. Then the convenience couldn't be improved. Then we cannot give more supply to it. So to get out of this negative loop, definitely at the first R&D phase, some public initiatives is needed. And I would say after threshold, city can enjoy even much more economic services, but better service provided to the citizen. Yeah.
Excellent. Mr. Kosler, let's now we talk a lot about Yaskava, but I would like to hear what is Yaskava's impact on local community. What is the local community feedback receiving such large investment, new jobs opportunity, jobs with added value? And we know robotics is our future.
Yeah, when we selected the city where we will go and invest in the factory, it was very important how the local community reacted, acted, and what they promised and how they proposed to us. So therefore, I must say that Kočevje, Mr. Prebelic, with his team, he really won. Why he won? Because he could offer us everything. First, the plot owned by a municipality, Kočevje, so we could go direct and buy from a municipality. This was number one very important case. Number two, they had to bring infrastructure to this to the land on time, in time. They had to also work on building permission for this, and we worked on our building permission. So also here in our case, a local community, Mr. Prebilic helped a lot on ministries, and also Ministry of Economy helped a lot in getting in time, on time building permission. To explain from when we chose the bureau for, let's say, design office architect to the building permission, we needed 5 months with also environmental report. Same time, if I can also comment, Magna in Maribor, they were fighting 3 years for the same, and they got building permission 1 week earlier than we. So we got it in 5 months, and we start next day with building process. And after 13 months, we moved in, and also municipality brought infrastructure, and we connected electricity and remote heating and so on, and water and sewage. And we could start operation in December 2018, and we were audited by Yaskawa Japan in January 2019. It was really in time, on time, and within the budget, the project, 25 million, no more. Thank you.
Amazing. This is even better than Elon Musk with his 8 months. So it's good to hear that we have in Slovenia also champions. And going to Mr. Habjan, but we in Slovenia have also other best practices of this kind of foreign direct investment happening. So can you share with us some of them?
Yeah, let's say first that foreign direct investments in Slovenia are steadily growing through the years. Slovenia, coming from industrial background from ex-Yugoslavia, we were more or less closed country, region, and opening our country to foreign investors, and we are the third least restrictive countries regarding FDI in the world. So naturally, inflow of foreign direct investments, it's growing. So I won't speak about direct name, but we have in pipeline some great projects, mostly in e-mobility, mobility of the future. General automotive industry have always been very strong in Slovenia. We have some great pilot this project in pipeline regarding ICT and electrical industry, and also lifestyle. So I can say that a lot of these projects are the companies who work in technology of the future, and this is really what gives us great pleasure. And also one thing to mention, that all these new projects that are coming, they're not main reason to invest in Slovenia. It's not because they're looking for the biggest financial incentives. They are coming here because of the talent pool, the knowledge and educated workforce, which is here. And to go even further with that, innovative workforce. Slovenia, by the Bloomberg Innovation Index, gained the most places in their measurement, in their survey. So we gained 10 places. So this is also something that we are proud of. And talking about, you mentioned also hidden champions. Champions, we are not just champions on the sports side. Yeah, we know we have two best cyclists in the world. We are also good at judo, which is so popular in Japan. But we are also champions in business. So Akrapovic, a lot of Japanese know they're the most innovative exhaust system company in the world with more than 150 world championship titles. Devesoft works with NASA. Their measurement system are the backbone of their Ares rocket project, and so on. So this is the stories that we are proud of. And we also need to mention our research institutes. They have some great cooperation with also with the companies, not only Slovenian, but the global enterprises. So working on magnesium batteries for Honda, and also for solar power plants, for some coatings for that, and also on hydrogen fuel cells, catalysts for hydrogen fuel cells, so on. They have also some spin-offs. I know that one of them are here today with us, Biosystemica. They are awesome. So a lot of things going on. And talking about project, yeah, there are some challenges. Where to put all this inflow, just because of the land and locations, but we are working together with the government how to manage all these things.
Thank you. We are also today mentioning a lot about our mayors, like Mr. Prebelic and also Mr. Rakovec from city of Kran join us. We also wish them the best luck at upcoming elections, and also their candidates, not candidates, the competitors who want to challenge them. And because we are coming closely to the end, I would just have one last question for all of you. Here we have a lot of guests coming from outside Slovenia. So I would start with Mr. Rai. You joined Slovenia, you came to Slovenia in April this year, so recently. So what is your experience being in Slovenia so far? What can you share with your, colleagues from Japan about Slovenia?
Well, I see a lot of similarity with Japanese culture in terms of reading between lines, or not so aggressive in communication, a little bit conservative. Those things, we have a kind of natural sympathy. So when walking around the city, by the way, I experienced in Africa as well, but you don't have any sense at all of risk or danger or crime, but really those people passing by share common, well-educated value in life. But on the other side, some very different part is that when returning home, the traffic jam happens at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That is a peak of returning home. That is completely different from Japan. So those are two, things that I highlight. Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Kostler, same question.
Okay. I think, as I explained at the beginning, 30 years diplomatic relations and 32 years my experience is excellent working together with Japan, with Japanese people. We have 2 colleagues in our factory. One is a window person for production to solve daily issues, and another is a very high skilled engineer with over 25 patents working in our R&D, and we are very successful. I think we could also show Yaskawa that we are very flexible, especially in development of new robots. We are able to do that in a couple of months. Yaskawa in Japan cannot do that. So we are really a very flexible organization, and also our mindset is here, let's say, flexibility, it's perhaps advantage. And coming together is excellent result. So last year we launched robots, developed and produced in Slovenia for the Europe. It was development of less than 10 months. Now we develop a new types of robots. They are called hygienic design for food industry and pharmacy, and also partly medical. This is completely new niche. We must do homologation of the process, and the robot must be certified by institution like Fraunhofer. And we plan to launch it within the after, let's say, middle of next year. So I think this is possible in our country. But as said, it's a wonderful experience working together.
Yes, maybe just to mention to the guys, so Slovenia is 2 million population, big country. The capital city is roughly around 290K. We have the same structure like other European member states, like for example Germany, but because of the smaller, let's say, size of population, it's easier to basically talk, present, and introduce, you know, from the idea to the implementation. Like now you heard 2 examples. One is setting up the factory, another one put the robot on the market in very efficient time. And of course, Spirit here is our single point of contact. So, Mr. Javian, what you would advise to everyone who would be interested in, you know, considering Slovenia as a next place to do the investment or look the partnership or expand the business through Slovenia to Europe?
Yeah, just to say that Japan is one of the most important markets for us for doing business. And on priority list for even strengthen our cooperation between the 2 countries. So the examples which have been mentioned today of Yaskawa and Toyota, they're a role model also for others. And we would like that you also learn from these examples. Come to us, we will try to take you on the same journey as we did with them. So, yeah, I think that we gain trust, and regarding Japan investment to Slovenia, let's say, eyes or the doors are open. So the trust has been gained, and we show that we can, and the will is there to strengthen our cooperation and investments here. So the trust. I need also to mention the safeness of the Slovenia. We are the 5th safest country in the world. So doing business here is really safe. This is very, very important. Then knowledgeable and innovative workforce. And not the least, and maybe even so much important, is government support. So government is supporting, it's open for new investment, especially Japan. So they're constantly improving our business environment and working towards it.
Yes, we have very active government. You heard from our minister. She will visit in November the Japan, and with busy agenda, so there will be a lot of updates coming. So with this, we will conclude this roundtable. I know there are many questions, so our dear panelists will be available for your questions and talks later on in the coffee breaks, in the matchmaking, and later on. And I would like to thank you, and I will give a word back to our host, Andy.
Thank you very much, Daniel, Mr. Arai, Mr. Kosler, Mr. Habian. Thank you for your words. So I presume none of this would happen unless we have some investment, spending, and progress. And it's nice to see that we have this partnership with the strong global companies, such as from Japan. So come and spend your money in Slovenia for future innovation. So we're running a little late, so that closes the final part of the session. So we do now have a well-earned coffee break before the next part. But please, can you be back by 11:15? I know it gives you a few minutes, but please be back by 11:15. The last 2 people past that door after 11:15 will have to sing a song on stage, and I mean it. So be on time, please. Thank you. I will select. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There's quite a few. I've noted all your names who came back late, so we'll have a little concert afterwards. I know who you are. If you could take your seats, please. Let's continue. We will finalize the last part of the event, and we will introduce 5 smart products, solutions, however you want to call it, from Slovenia. So without further ado, we call them smart projects for future partnerships. So we'll have five companies, and I'd like to invite the first person, please, who is electrochemical sensor for metal ion detection in batteries, Mr. Urban Shegedin, who is project coordinator at the National Institute of Chemistry. The floor is yours. Thank you. It's on the floor. Hang on. It's on the floor. Oh, there you go.
Thank you very much. Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Konnichiwa to our Japanese friends, Your Excellency, and all other guests. My name is Urban Shegedin. I will shortly present the electrochemical sensor technology for metal ion detection in batteries. First, I would like to say a couple of words about our institution. We are a National Institute of Chemistry situated here in Ljubljana. We are a public research organization. We conduct basic and applied research in the fields of chemistry and also related natural sciences. We are organized in 8 research departments, 2 infrastructure centers, and we have a little below 400 employees that last year produced a little bit under 400 scientific articles, 14 Horizon Europe projects granted already, and 10 patents granted on national and European level. We have over 20 million annual budget. And we also have active free spin-out companies, one of which is Recatalyst that we'll be presenting later. So we are quite strong on national and international collaboration with industrial partners. Of course, we want to increase this part. The collaboration with Honda was already mentioned. This is the collaboration with Department of Materials Chemistry Laboratory for Modern Battery Systems. Their focus of research are secondary batteries with improved functioning and prolonged lifetime. And they also develop advanced diagnostic tools for batteries. And this brings us to our technology. So the problem with the batteries is that during the operation, the transition metals that are part of, let's say, lithium battery dissolve, and they act like as poisons or create some structural changes and deactivate the cathode, leading to the capacity fading and ultimately battery failure. With this correlation between concentration of ions and capacity reduction, we were able to foresee that this could be one way to measure the state health of a battery. Our solution is electrochemical sensor with the sensing material that is let's say that binds only selected cations, like for example manganese, and then the resulting measurement through chemical impedance spectra shows us how the battery behaves. And if we look at the right hand side, if we go through the charts, through number of cycles of battery battery depletion and recharge, then we can see that also the changes in profile, there are also changes in profile. So we can see in what state the battery really is, and this is basically during the operation. So this is not just an idea, there is also a prototype. It was tested on one single unit. It's made with printing, so the production is quite cheap and could be implied in mass production. And also one of the main characteristics is also that it doesn't influence the battery performance. We also filed this year a patent application for this technology. The invention was developed with collaboration with the University of Pardubice from Czech Republic, and both institutions have a strong will and provide support for the commercialization activities on this technology. So what we are looking for, in the first step, we would like to find a suitable industrial partner for further testing and evaluation of this technology in relevant environments, so bringing the technology closer to the market, and then we can, of course, also negotiate about licensing agreements or assignment of IPR. For any further information, you can contact me or the main inventor, Professor Dominko, and this is all from my side. Thank you very much.
That's it. Thank you very much, Mr. Shegedin. Lovely to see really good R&D collaboration and partnerships. Super. I would like to invite our second speaker, Dr. Tomasz Szuklier, Chief Revenue Officer at Q-Lector, Artificial Intelligence for Driving Operational Excellence in Production. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Hello. Here is the clicker. So, hello everybody in this afternoon. So my name is Tomasz. I come from company Q-Lector. And today I'm going to present you our approach how to improve operational excellence in manufacturing companies by improving their organizational aspects. So this is our team, management team. So currently we're 25 of people, AI experts working in the field for more than 15 years already. So implementing AI not only in research institutes and research projects, but also in praxis. So previously we worked in companies such as Bloomberg, New York Times, and now we founded a joint, no, it's not now, it's 4 years already. We founded a joint venture together with a industrial partner, Q-Lector Group, which is an automotive company, which in this region is among the largest. So what do we propose as a solution? Let's first see at the problem. So this is a shop floor, right? I'm sure you all been to the shop floor, at least seen it on TV. So the basic idea of the shop floor is that you have different resources that you have to manage to make magic. So you have to work with machines, you have to work with materials, and you have to work with people. And who is orchestrating all these resources? It's people. It's us. It's crucial people on the shop floor, as well as in the management and white collars, that makes the magic. So this is a beauty, right? That also brings the value to the company, to each manufacturing company. But it's also a liability for a company, a risk, because if that person who builds knowledge in years leaves the company, so does all the knowledge goes away. And also if that person has a bad day, he can make a bad decision, and that impacts the bottom line of the company. So idea at hand is, how can we digitalize this experience and this knowledge that these people build over the years so they can stay with the company? The answer lies in artificial intelligence, and this is the unique approach that we are taking in our solution. So our solution essentially builds a data-driven digital twin. So based on historical data, we extract the knowledge and experience of people who make magic on the shop floor, and then we can use it operationally to optimize further the production. So that is embracing the latest technologies and concepts, going beyond Industry 4.0, as we all heard today, so Society 5.0. So the solution and the product itself, it's an AI platform for production guiding that actually takes and helps planners and team coordinators to build their world not around Excel files and phone calls and meetings, rather around a digital twin, where this digital twin, as we said, captures all the knowledge and experience, and that stays with the company. So how do we do it? We use our own technology, proprietary technology, that we built over a course of 15 years in different research projects in collaboration with renowned institutes such as Stanford, and also in practice, as I mentioned before, Bloomberg. So this technology includes machine learning and knowledge graphs to build this scalable, data-driven digital twin of each and every factory. So we have a simple use case. So our companies or our partners are normally large companies, enterprises, who have large numbers of different locations where master data is really difficult to maintain. For that, we can take a closer look and introduce the digital twin. So we help to refine data information transfer between different stakeholders. We help to optimize plans and schedules, and by that we can save a lot of time, and we also bring additional value. So our customers can produce more with the same resources. So bringing a little green to that equation as well. So what do we help with to our customers again? So we help to save time for key personnel on the shop floor, that is like team coordinators as well as planners, logisticians. We help to short lead time on manual assembly lines by 10%. We help to reduce organizational times by 25%, so they can pre-act instead of react, because we introduce predictions on the shop floor. And finally, the bottom line, especially in the automotive, is 5% higher OE. The return of investment of such a solution is between a year and a half. And this is the ecosystem of our customers and also partners that we work together to bring that excellence to praxis. So what are we looking for? We are looking for partners to open new markets. We are currently very active in DACH region here in Europe, but we are looking for new markets where we can bring value to wider audience of customers, as well as we're looking investment to scale our solution. So that would sum up my presentation. I'm here to answer all your questions afterwards. So feel free to find me and to exchange business contacts and debate. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shukla, for your presentation. Again, I think it fits very, very nicely with what Society 5.0 wants to be. So that's automation, prevention, value-added chain, valuation, and automation. So thank you very much for that. Third up is Rethink, Remake, Reuse. Love the name. Mr. Marko Vrdoljak, who is founder, and Mr. Tomáš Kren, CEO and founder of Reusable Technologies. Thank you very much. The floor is yours.
Greetings, everybody. My name is Tomáš Kren. With me is Marko Vrdoljak. We are co-founders of startup Reusable Technologies. We are developing advanced solutions for reuse of e-waste. Currently, we are focused on scrapped lithium-ion batteries. Next slide. We have a complete technological solution to prepare scrapped lithium batteries for second life. We're developing innovative products powered by recycled batteries, and with that, we eliminate e-waste, which is the fastest growing waste stream. Only 4% of batteries are currently recycled. To clarify, our mission is to reuse batteries in new products or sell it back to the market itself. With only one reused battery cell, we lower emissions by 6.3 kilograms, which will occur by the production of the new one. Just for information, in one Tesla vehicle, there is approximately 7,000 battery cells which we know how to reuse.
We have a whole range different kind of products. Thank you. Which are mostly in the prototype phase, but we have already two products that we produce and selling. That's a Rebank Mini. It's the first power bank in the world powered by a recycled battery cell, and it's a first power bank made entirely in EU. Is dressed in beautiful wooden cases, housing which is made from the waste wood from furniture industry, and something, and it communicates that something is what was a waste before can be a unique product with a high added value. With more than 2,000 cell Rebank Mini, we have proven the high usability and quality of our product. We guarantee it with 3-year warranty, which is longest warranty in the market of power banks. The packaging of the Rebank Mini is also sustainable. It is made without glue and without plasticated paper. Inside of the packaging, boxing is printed with his own story, and that's how every user knows what they have received and becomes part of the solutions themselves, what is very important. The Rebank Mini is a product entirely of our own development and is fully oriented as a perfect promotional gift that is showcase of sustainable development, circular economy, and local cooperation. All that was last week confirmed by Slovenian newspaper Finance, where Rebank Mini was awarded. It also best communicates the mission of reusable technology, which is dedicated, as Tomasz said, to developing advanced solutions for the reuse of e-waste. Let me just briefly introduce our second product, ReFlash. It's high-quality flashlights, water and dust resistant, with 10-watt OSRAM chip inside, with 1,000 lumens of light in just hundreds of grams. Yes, powered, of course, with our battery cell, recycled battery cell, as we called Re-Energy. There we can see Revol. It is still in prototyping phase and is a Powerwall, a household energy storage system powered by recycled batteries. And it is, I can already say that it will be a Powerwall of the second generation with unbeatable advantages when compared to now well-known Powerwalls as example Tesla Wall. Okay, next slide, please. Great. Yeah, we cooperate with really a long list of different kind of partners. I will mention just a few of them, and Chemis and Block. They are recycling centers whom we already have a contract to supply raw materials. That means the e-waste that is still usable. And the Block Recycling Center is a partner that we are setting up a pilot project to prepare batteries for reuse, where we will move our entirely technological process to their site and put Slovenia as an example of good practice for the whole of Europe and beyond. That's when we are talking about scrapped Li-ion batteries and the Green Deal. DSV Logistics, it's our new partner. It's a partner for logistics and manufacturing. For today's event, I would like to highlight our partner Mr. Katsue Aoyagi from Blue Green Group, which is our representative partner in Japan.
At the moment, there are 4 of us in the team. Marco is a long-term mentor and to young people and community leader to Ustvarjalnik organization. He has a wide range of experience in old school sales. Mateusz is our product developer and currently finishing his master's degree in energy engineering. Jernej is our battery mastermind. He finished PhD in battery chemistry in Ljubljana. I start work with electronics, computers and technology at the age of 13. I have worked for quite few companies, but at the one eureka moment, I found out that the potential in the e-waste is enormous. And that's how reusable technology was born. So I'd like to thank you for your time and thank to Spirit to give us opportunity to participate in this event and let we all rethink, remake, reuse. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kren, Mr. Wedoliak. Thank you. Yeah, very impressive. Seems you've rolled 3 pillars, innovation, recycling, and sustainability into one company. So very, very impressive. Thank you for that. Our next speaker is Dr. Mattia Gatalo, CEO of Recatalyst, black powder at the heart of the hydrogen-powered transport. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Andy, for the kind introduction. My name is Mattia. Today I'll present you why this black powder is at the very heart of the hydrogen-powered transport. So my first question for you is, what do Intel and Recatalyst have in common? So both companies are developing the hearts of their respective technologies. Intel, on one side, is developing the heart of computing, whereas Recatalyst is developing the heart of the hydrogen-powered transport, the fuel cell catalyst. So Recatalyst is a spin-out from the National Institute of Chemistry, which has already over 75 years of scientific excellence, as well as already over 10 years of R&D in the field of fuel cell catalysts. As a spin-out team, we're currently a group of 5 individuals covering all the important aspects of the technology, business, manufacturing, as well as financials. Recatalyst was incorporated officially in the first quarter of 2021, and we're currently in the pre-seed phase. Since then, we already obtained over 200,000 euro of pre-seed non-dilutive financing, and we obtained this money from either proof of concept projects or let's say European grants, competitions, as well as EU-level accelerators. With this funding, we developed a minimum viable product. We also already validated it, as well as validated the ability to scale the technology. We also already signed the exclusive licensing agreement for the technology related to our company, as well as are currently in the phase 3 of the European level accelerator in the field of raw materials. So while fuel cells are really an amazing technology which uses hydrogen to produce clean electricity with water as the only byproduct, the real problem, or let's say one of the biggest problems of the fuel cells, lies within its heart. It's related with the fuel cell catalyst, so it is black powder, which is about half made out of really expensive and scarce metal, platinum. And exactly because of platinum, the fuel cell catalyst represents over 40% of the entire cost of the fuel cell, even when we consider the economies of scale. So the catalyst is so expensive because if we compare the use of platinum in internal combustion engine vehicles, we realize that current, so today's fuel cell electric vehicles require an order of magnitude more platinum to power them. But with Recatalyst technology, which is currently in the patent stage, we can already today reduce this by 40%, which also reduces the cost of fuel cells by 20%. But we do not intend to stop there. Just like Intel has been improving the computing power of computers, or the processing power of computers over the years, also Recatalyst is going to keep refining our technology and keep reducing the required platinum in fuel cell vehicles, and with the aim to get the levels which are comparable to today's internal combustion engine vehicles. So our first thing that we are looking for are partnerships with R&D teams from companies interested in fuel cell technology, which want to get an edge on the fuel cell market. And we are currently already working with 10 of such companies who we already persuaded to basically purchase validation quantities of our materials, which will be validated over the course of the next few months. From that, we want to obtain their endorsements of our technology, as well as eventually kilogram scale or, let's say, larger scale commitments, which will eventually lead us to the industrial level production, which we aim to achieve in the next 5 years. In addition, we are also interested into the venture capital funds who have, let's say, their interest in the fields of hydrogen sustainability, climate, so essentially any form of the deep tech investment space. And we are currently fundraising our seed round of approximately 1.5 million euros for the next 2 years. With that, we want to expand, we want to use that money to expand the essential parts of our business, as well as further develop our product, as well as scale up our process. What we will achieve is we're going to get our technology ready for industrial production. We're going to obtain commitments from customers for larger orders. We're going to expand our team, as well as find the suitable place for Recatalysis home outside of the National Institute of Chemistry. And with that, I would like to thank you all for your attention.
Thank you very much, Matteo. It's incredible to see that a Slovene company can actually contribute to global decarbonization, in fact, for the future. So congratulations and very well done. Finally, last but not least, our next speaker is Ms. Metka Lotric from Biosystemica. She's Business Development and Product Manager, Sustainability in Laboratory Data Management. Thank you very much.
Hello, hi, my name is Metka, and proud to be the only girl here, or women. So I want to introduce Biosystemica. We are a laboratory digitalization company, so basically a software company founded in 2010 by National Institute of Biology. So as you can see, we are a team of scientists, that me included, I'm a biologist, that work together with software engineers. And it's really amazing to see when those two worlds that speak completely different languages come together and work on the same project. So, laboratory. Laboratories are cradles or a source of new knowledge, and this new knowledge is needed for the advancement of new technology. There are also data factories. They're producing a vast amount of data, much more now than they did 100 years ago. But still, as you can see here, this is Marie Curie in her laboratory with her laboratory notebook. And next to her, it's a modern laboratory with the same paper-based notebook. So, where's the problem? The problem is that experiments are being repeated, mistakes are being repeated, data is not used sustainably, and it's kept in silos where it's not accessible, not even to humans, to your colleagues, much less to algorithms. And we all know that we can train algorithms to get new insights from the existing data. So let's digitalize laboratories. Well, it's not so easy. According to Boston Consulting, 70% of laboratory digitalization projects fail. And because of that, we are wasting $900 billion yearly. But still, digital leaders perform 2 times higher growth rate, have 2 times higher growth rate than digital laggers. So the problem is really in lack of resources, lack of knowledge how to do this, and user resistance. You have to know that scientists are historically not willing to change their processes because it affects the results and everything. So here comes Biosystemica. We know laboratories inside and out. We worked in a laboratory, some of us still work in a laboratory, and we want to use our knowledge to make data integrity a commodity for every lab. And by that, we will increase the sustainability in laboratory resources. So making sure that the resources are used more sustainably, not just people, but also, energy that's being used to produce all this data. So we are doing this with our own products. In the middle, you have laboratory software products. Plater is a simple tablet application that you see on the picture. It just helps you with this with manual pipetting. So for all of those scientists that don't want to use robots and don't want to use new technology, just use this simple gadget that will really help you use less reagents, spend less time with the experiment, eliminate pipetting mistakes, so make your work much more sustainable. And the second product is SciNote. It's an electronic laboratory notebook that basically replaces the paper-based notebooks that we saw at the beginning with Marie Curie. SciNote is very successful. It's being used by FDA and World Health Organization laboratories, and it's also a spin-off from Biosystemica. We also work with laboratory device manufacturers when they need a new software that's more future-proofed, that's intuitive to use, and that can be integrated with different laboratory processes. And at the same time, because we worked with so many laboratories when they needed to implement our products into their workflow, we unintentionally became laboratory digitalization consultants. And today we help laboratories first validate what their current processes are, then analyze this and look at the market, on the market where the solutions are, if the solutions are already available for their gaps, prepare a strategy with list of solutions, timelines, milestones, and then also train them during this phase of digitalization. We work with pharma, biopharma, biotech, agriculture in the field of drug discovery, in vitro diagnostics, food analysis, lab automations, and so forth. We are really proud of our partners, from exciting new companies, new startups that are building these fully automated and robotized laboratories called cloud labs, if you ever heard of them, to well-established companies that asked us if we can help them create better products for laboratories. And yeah, we are looking for partnerships, of laboratory devices. For example, we already worked with Huriba, well, with the French part of the Huriba. We would like to do more because we are aware of the high-quality hardware that's coming from Japan. And we are also looking for distributor partners for Plater, for this simple, very simple, but very efficient laboratory gadget. So if any of you wants to develop a laboratory software, or if you know for a laboratory that needs help with this digitalization transformation, this is my contact, and you're welcome to talk to me after this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lotrich. Again, big data will be a huge and integral part of Society 5.0 and future digitalization. So great to see that a company is offering some very innovative and futuristic products and services. We are now coming to basically the end of the event. I'd like to thank the 5 gentlemen and Ms. Lotrich for your presentation on products and services for Society 5.0. Excellent stuff, and lovely to see that is actionable and people are working on it. I would like now, just before we end, to have some closing remarks by Mr. Miran Skender, Slovenia-Japan Business Council. Thank you very much. There you go.
It's okay. So, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, minasan ohayou gozaimasu. So there are 2 reasons that I'm happy and honored to have chance
to make closing remarks to this event. First reason, I am personally involved in promotion business with Japan since 1990, for more than 30 years. You can see on the screen a cover page of first Slovenian business territory by JETRO from 1999. I would like to thank JETRO-san, as they say in Japan, for permanent and efficient support from 1996, when we had the first exhibition of Slovenian economy in Japan, Sunshine City, Tokyo, until today. Now, joint events with JETRO promoting business with Japan, between Japan and Slovenia are quite regular. Last was in Tokyo in February 2020. Now, after COVID crisis, we are together again. The second reason is development concept Society 5.0. Slovenia-Japan Business Council promoting Society 5.0 concept since 2018. In meantime, we did several forums on that topic in Slovenia and Japan. We have published a brochure, Society 5.0 in 2020. I am happy to see that after 2 years of COVID break, we are discussing challenges of Society 5.0 again. But this time we are talking about the achievements and business opportunity, means concrete and practical implementations of goals. Great progress is visible on the number of fields. Robotics, Slovenia is now important European hub for robotics, Japanese robotics manufacturers. Energy, smart grid, smart cities, very important joint demonstration project, NEDO, is successfully completed after 6 years of works of joint team. A number of successful ventures is also on the field of IT. For example, Japanese NEC Corporation and Slovenian LIT Transit Company are providing logistics system on the coming soccer World Championship in Qatar. Many other cases shows that collaboration is growing and in the right direction. This year marks a 30th anniversary of diplomatic relations with Japan. In 1992, our economic collaboration was started practically from zero. Today, we are an important partner of Japan in Europe. With a solid foundation, we can look to the future with optimism. The challenges of our times are great, but only by collaboration will be possible to fight coming problems. It is not just energy and security crisis, but also environmental protection, sustainable development, and fair distribution of wealth among the people. In short, the goals set out in the development concept of Society 5.0. Much has been set out about that today. I am convinced that today's forum will contribute to the further growth of economic collaboration with Japan and implementation of Society 5.0 objectives. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Thank you very much, Mr. Skander, for your final closing words. I presume at the end of everything, at the end of the day, none of this, or what we're trying to achieve, can be done without human business relationships. And I think Mr. Skander and the excellent relationship between Slovenia and Japan is a perfect example of that. So congratulations and well done. Before I close the event, I would like to invite to the stage Mr. Zappel, who would like to present a few gifts. Thank you. I would like to call to the stage Mr. Naritaka Nakaishi. Mr. Mr. Hiromichi Matsushima. Okay. And Mr. Tatsuo Kamino. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you. So just to finish, I would like now to say that there are now B2B matchmaking opportunities, and there will be in the glass hall 9 areas or tables for each Japanese company so that we can continue with the matchmaking. So I'd like to thank you for attending. Thank you for your energy. Thank you very much, and goodbye. The event is closed. Thank you.